Good morning, everybody. It's a little bit earlier than my usual time of 7:45 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, but I thought I'm ready and I'm excited to share this information. So I would just jump on. Anyway, hopefully you catch me now or catch the replay or whatever is fine. And I hope you are, enjoying the information that's coming through to you. And as I said, it's not all about the food. This is a holistic approach, and with Maria's meditation visualization yesterday, that you were able to kind of have a picture of what you wanted your health and life to look like in the future. And as I said, it's about taking control of your life. It's about questioning things. It's not believing everything that you see, read, and hear on the telly, out of the newspapers. The current medical system is not really supporting us. It makes a lot of money for the industries, and it keeps you kind of on a roller coaster of feeling average. So I want you to really be able to go deep into your intuition and hearing what your body's saying to you, and just kind of exploring some new ways and some new options. And as I said, everything I'm talking about you can do literally for free. You can. It's a matter of doing things differently, and it's a matter of just trying things on. If they work for you, great. If they don't, that's okay too. And it's about not giving up. It's about not fearing that you will never do it. It's just about doing small things each day and habit stacking. And if you get into a bit of overwhelm, that's okay too. That is your body just creating a response of, no, this is different. As I said, a lot of this is it's 80% inner work, where I won't say have to, we need to allow the body to resist change, but do it anyway. It's like going to the gym. You can't expect to be able to run a marathon after a week. You can't expect to be able to lift 30 kilo after a few days. You've got to do it slowly, incrementally, and give yourself just little baby steps, and continue to do it each day, even when it is hard, even when you're feeling exhausted and tired. Give yourself a break, but don't quit. Is my advice to you. As I said, overwhelm is part of your brain saying it's just too much, and often we talk about your nervous system goes into protection mode, and it just shuts everything down, and you can't think clearly. Where you draw on the breath, where you just find yourself a bit of quiet time, a bit of breath time, and then as we discussed yesterday, we allow the body to come back into its natural rhythm through the breath, through just signaling to your body that you're safe and that you're okay and that you can do this. And that's all we need sometimes, is just 5 minutes of peace, 5 minutes of just downtime, of quiet time, and then your intuition will kick in, and you will be able to make decisions in a responsive way versus a reactive way. And often, as I said, we just get into a state of it's all too hard, it's too much, I can't fit it all in, and we do nothing. So just be aware that that's part of this process, and that's okay too. This is why health coaching is incredible, because we use so much psychology and understanding of the nervous system, of what your brain will do, of what your emotions will do, of what your habits will do to you, and addictions, which we will talk about tomorrow. Addictions and habits, how they keep you stuck and on, a track that you don't really want to be on. So today is one of my favorite topics, and I learned about this maybe about 18 months ago, where I still really started diving into this topic of circadian health and quantum biology. And I don't want to go too deep into quantum world at the moment. I do teach a lot on quantum as well, and if that's something you're interested in, let me know. But this is a phenomenal topic, and it's such it blew my mind when I first learnt about it. And it's so easy, and it's so simple, and it's available to us all of the time. This is another situation where we've been given a lot of information about the sun that doesn't support our health. And I don't want to keep going on and banging on about the system that we're in at the moment, but I feel like the system doesn't support us, so there has to be another way. And for me, when I learned about this, so many light bulbs went on for me, so much made sense to me, and so much was like, oh, okay, I'm getting the picture, the big picture here. So your circadian rhythm is a clock that exists in your body. And in nature, in time, in our life, we operate on in the rhythms of nature, in seasons and cycles. So we have day and we have night. We have seasons. We have like essentially every single thing operates on a clock. In every cell in our body also operates on a clock. It's your body clock and your seasonal clock, a human clock. So every animal, every plant, everything in nature has a clock. And so if we honor our clock, our circadian rhythm, we can set our bodies up for optimal hormone health. And so what this means is that the production of hormones in your body are given the signals when they're required to come out and assist you as a human to live effectively. A lot of the issues with our hormones these days are that we're just not signaling the body, 1, through the food, and 2, through the environment, and then 3, through our thinking. So the power of those 3 things can give you optimal hormone health. And it's no wonder our hormones are disrupted, because our circadian rhythm is disrupted through the light signaling and also through the food signaling. So essentially our bodies are just needing signals for optimal functioning. And as we're energetic beings, we are energetic humans, we get our energy through 3 different sources. So 1 is food, 2 is sunlight, and 3 is grounding through being in nature, standing in the grass or in the dirt or touching trees, or and I know it sounds a bit hippie-ish, but it's how we survive. You see the animals, as soon as the sun comes out, they want to go and lie in it. And the sun kisses you, it feels amazing, it's so powerful, and it's so necessary. And we've spent so much time avoiding the sun over the last, I don't know, since maybe the 80s now. We wear sunglasses to block the sun out of our eyes in the aim of protection, but what it does is disrupts our circadian signaling. We put sunscreen on, we lather ourselves in chemicals, and we never see the sun, and our skin relies on signals from the sun as well. So what I want to share with you, without proper light signals, our systems will fail, regardless of diet. So let me just talk about what production of hormones and what happens when you signal your body to wake up. So let's talk about 6 a.m. we'll have a sharp rise in blood pressure, and your body will want to wake up naturally. So at 7:30, generally, the secretion of melatonin in the body happens, and it signals the body to create melatonin 12 hours later. So you're in at 8:30 around then, your intestinal movements begin. So you have that bowel movement in the morning, and then you have a maximum secretion of testosterone to give you the energy, and all of those testosterone hormones then made from testosterone get you about your day. So you want to be generally eating as within an hour of rising, because that's when your body is ready for incoming. So I talk a little bit more about fasting another time, but it's just so important to understand the signaling that you're giving your body clock. And if you're not honoring these, then things dysregulate. So then we go about our day, because we've had a rise in serotonin and cortisol and all of the hormones that give you the energy to function, to think clearly, and to digest. So coordination is at its best at 2:30. Reaction time around 2:30. Muscle strength and effectiveness is perfect at 5 p.m. Maximum blood pressure at 6:30, and then body temperature maximum at 7 p.m. And then the production of melatonin begins at 9 p.m. And this is when we need to put our body to rest so that it can do all of its healing and cleaning, because melatonin not only helps you sleep, it is the master body repair hormone. So once you're in bed, your intestinal movements stop, and then at between 10:30 and 2 p.m. 2 a.m. we're getting our deepest sleep, and our body temperature drops at 4:30 a.m. to the minimal. And this is where all our healing and hormone repair go on at night. And if it's too busy digesting food, or it's looking at other, we're just not honoring its cycles and seasons, then it can't repair. So essentially, all of the insulin that's required to digest our food needs to happen. The follicle stimulating hormone, the growth hormones, the melatonin are all produced, say between midnight and 6 a.m. Okay, so p.m. Okay, and then leptin, which helps our hunger and helps digestion, all is produced through good sleep. Okay, thyroid stimulating hormone, prolactin, thyroid antibodies, testosterone, cortisol, energy for getting through the day. So it's so powerful and important to understand. And I know hormones can be a little bit scary to figure out, but just by regulating these and going to bed and rising with the sun and the seasons and getting more sleep in winter, you don't need as much in summer because we're getting the information from the seasons. And this is why it's really important to rest more through winter, and then again when it's dark. Okay, so ideally you want to catch a few minutes of sunrise before any other light hits your eyes. So really important in the morning. It's great now because we're having so much more sunshine, and you can get up and not have to fumble around in the dark. Step outside, let the sunlight hit your eyes, and just stand with your bare feet on the grass. Energy coming in from so many sources that way, and your the signaling which this allows your body to turn off the melatonin and turn on cortisol. So sunrise is when the sun is between 0 and 10 degrees above the horizon. So just as it's popping up and you can see it, and you can, like if you need to find this out, there's so many apps to support you in this area. But usually you can see the sun coming up over the horizon. And even if it's cloudy or there's buildings, it doesn't matter. It's still super effective. You'll still get that light signal, but you do need to go outside to do this. You don't need to be perfect at it. Just give it a go as often as you can. Stay out for as long as you can, but even as little as 1 minute will give your body a correct signal. If you can do it naked, That would be great. It's also great for not just your eyes getting the signals, but every cell in your body can get the signal. With no fear of burning at that time of morning, but it's so invigorating, and it's also can help with your hormone production, waking your body up, getting things going. Staying comfortable is the enemy of the body. Okay, if you need to look at your phone, I suggest you put on a blue light blocker, and there's plenty of those apps as well, and they're free. It just softens the blue light coming out, because if you're getting blue light from your phone or your lights in your house, it confuses the body. It then produces different hormones than is required. And like me, I have these blue blockers here, and I can put them on anytime. I don't want to be having blue light hit my eyes, because insomnia is very real and very dangerous to the body. So I make a lot of adjustments in my life to kind of live as naturally as possible, because back in the day we would not have blue light, which is pretty well all the LEDs now. We wouldn't have computer screens, we wouldn't have phones, we wouldn't have all of these jarring, unnatural lights. We had campfire, we had moonlight, we had sunlight, and we had fire. That was essentially all we had to keep our bodies in rhythm and in check. So, there's times where you never actually get that signal. If you're waking up in the dark, if you're, driving to work on a computer, you're seeing lights. The colors of these lights stimulate your bodies in ways that it's not okay with. And like it can put up with it for a little while, but not a long time. So if you're driving and the sun's out, roll down your window, just let that little bit of light come in. That would be amazing. Your body will get the signals that it needs. So, let's talk about a little bit of morning food for optimizing your mitochondrial health, so your gut health and your cell health. So the mitochondria are the powerhouse of the cells. And most of us become dehydrated in our sleep, which can slow our metabolism and lead to other health challenges. So starting your morning off with optimal hydration is extremely important. So a glass of good quality water is really helpful. So ideally you want to be having filtered water. And I know this can all seem like a bit much, but as I said, if you can just step outside and get some sunlight in your eyes, grass on your feet, that is an incredible start. And just having, clean water, filtered water is really important too. So breakfast is really, really important. And a lot of us have been fasting of late. It's good for the body to rest from eating, but the timing matters, especially for women, because our hormones are really up and ready to go in the morning. And this can take a little bit of adjusting and a little bit of a mental battle in terms of what you've believed for so long. A lot of people wake up, they're not hungry, they don't eat till 11, 12, 1 o'clock, and then once they start eating, they can't stop. Ideally, the best way to support your hormones and your health is to eat within 90 minutes of waking. And this is when all of the hormones are in your body, your leptin, your ghrelin are all ready for incoming. They need the energy for the day, not just from the sun, but from the nutrients of the food, so that they can go about fueling the body for the rest of the day. So what time you eat, it prevents your cortisol from rising too high. That matters. So if you're eating in the morning, it keeps cortisol down, and cortisol is a great hormone, but you don't want it to be super high. It can cause, a lot of issues within the body. And optimally, you want to have protein and fat for your morning first meal incoming. This is what helps your hunger hormone to stay satiated, and again provides the nutrients that the body requires. So if you can avoid it, cereal not good for the morning. Bread, unless it's like really good quality sourdough, but you really want to kind of have some eggs. Some protein, whatever that is, could be from the night before, but try and keep your fat and protein levels up. Yeah. So if you need to talk about this, reach out. I can, guide you through this, and I have a great PDF on it, which I will pop in the files section at some stage soon. And again, I do run a whole course on this, so it's really, really powerful to understand how important this is for your body. Okay, so whatever time you wake up each day, know that that's the time that the time you eat breakfast will signal your body to wake up again the next day. It just sends communication all day long. So eating breakfast alongside morning light will help you to become more leptin sensitive, which will help you have more reliable hunger signals over time and will aid in appetite correction. So if there is weight loss, in time will aid in appetite correction, and there will be hopefully a weight loss as a result. So the other thing, if you rely on coffee every morning, maybe you can still have it, just don't have it all day long. It's really important to not have a lot of coffee, and make that the second thing you have versus like the water. So firstly the water, and then your meal, and then coffee, because it can really mess with your hormones as well. So I just want to leave it at that for now. There's so much more on this topic. I could talk for hours and hours and hours, but protect your eyes from artificial light first thing in the morning. As I said, we're lucky now because we can wake up in the daytime, but if you want to have a shower and you just want to, and you haven't seen natural sunrise yet, pop on. I shower by candlelight, or I put a red lamp in there, which is not jarring on the eyes. It's gentle. The hormones don't get confused, and it's just helpful to help regulate the hormones in the body. Super important for feeling better, for healing in the body, hunger, weight loss, energy levels. All of the things can cascade gently and effectively, and the body can get back to a bit of homeostasis. And if you want to fast, ideally you want to do it when the sun goes down. So eat your last meal around 5 o'clock. I mean, as I said, days are getting longer now, but eating your food in the daylight hours is key. Eating after dark, it's affecting the hormone production. So if you want to fast, and I tend to try and eat no later than 5 or 6 o'clock, and then I go again all night, 12, 14 hours, till I have my next meal, which is AM. So that's just a few little things about quantum health. And so the quantum word is essentially stuff that happens that we can't see below your cells and atoms. So it's key information that we're getting on a daily basis. It signals into the body that we can't see, and that hasn't been studied by, there's plenty of studies out there, but it's not in the mainstream. And there's so much information out here. I can share some resources if you like, but yeah, certainly getting sunlight in your eyes first thing in the morning is what I would recommend. If you do anything, just do that. Anyway, have a great day, and any more questions, let me know, pop them in the chat. And tomorrow we are talking all things addiction and habits. So food, has a hold on us, and our brains are not our friends a lot of the time. So have a great day, and I'll talk to you then. Bye.